Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Today we thought we would give you an update on the production construction update. A lot of things happening as always here at Creekside Nursery. So if you're new to Creekside, we are a grower retailer in Dallas, North Carolina, Zone 7B. We are just west of Charlotte. And what is a grower retailer? But basically a grower retailer is someone that grows their plants and then sells them directly to the consumer. And that is what we do. We are going to be installing a nice big new greenhouse this fall, early winter. We've talked about it many times before. You can check out, I think I have a whole playlist, so you can check that out if you would like. We've had a lot of fun construction prior to this point. So we're going to give you an update on what is happening. Clearly, I am standing beside some concrete block. This is a Belgard product. It is Sheffield, I believe. Yes, Sheffield retaining wall block. We're going to have to install two small but kind of long retaining walls. We'll show you more in just a minute, but we thought we'd start up here. So the Sheffield, nothing spectacular, right? I mean, this is not going to be like the star of the show. We just need this to hold some soil back. So we went with this product. Jerry went and saw it and was like, you know what? Looks great. It's fine. It's got brown. It is retaining wall block. There you go. And it actually, this is my first time seeing it. It actually blends really well with the native soil right here. So that's a good thing, that it'll just kind of blend in behind the greenhouse, which is what we want. I know a lot of you people out there, you sweet people, are very interested in a lot of times in different kind of like hardscaping and different kind of facts. So with this is going to be a different type of block than what we used when we did our patio. With the patio, you use like pins and a glue system. This, because it is going to be, it's a short one, but like I said, it's long. We're not going to have to use pins or glue. It actually has this little lip right here. And this is the bottom of the block, okay? So it would be flipped over, but you can see it has that little stop ledge back there. So that will hook on to the back of the block that it is sitting on. And then we have two pallets of the caps. So this will be, I don't know how this is gonna be. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit of the booger booty open up, and I don't have a utility knife. But these are just going to be the flat caps that sit on top, because obviously you don't want your retaining block to have all the holes in it. So that is what it is. We got, how many pallets of that is there, Jerry? 10. So we have 10 pallets of this that we'll be putting on the construction site. So let's go look at this real quick so I can show you. So this is the pad where the greenhouse is going to be. It is actually going to be three greenhouses. They're all gutter connected. We're just calling it one greenhouse, but technically there are three different bays within that. It will have all of the roll-up sides, both on the front, the back, the sides, everything. We get all of our greenhouses from Atlas Greenhouses in Georgia. They take excellent care of us. And in fact, the greenhouse, the first set of parts is set to ship next week and will be here. If it's like what they've done in the past, is an 18-wheeler will come and will literally just like drop the trailer, and then if he will leave. That way it gives us time to get everything unloaded, and the truck driver is not sitting here waiting on us to unload it. So that will come next week, and then I believe the first week of October is when some of the crew is going to start to arrive to unload, go through, assemble, and the whole, that kind of process is going to happen all together, because they have to coordinate between the construction crew that is a company that, some guys that come with Atlas, like Atlas recommends them. So Roger's the same one, right? Is it Roger? Yeah, so Roger and his guys, they are the same ones that installed the retail greenhouse. So Roger and the guys are coming back to us. So they'll be here, but they have to work in conjunction with our concrete fellas, because with this greenhouse, the post and the concrete, the posts are going to be set first, and then it's concreted around it. Is that right? So they have to, the concrete and the installers all have to work together as a team to figure all of that out. That is the beautiful thing about hiring them to install it. We can just make sure and answer questions as needed, and they're going to take care of it. Okay, so the retaining wall, where's the retaining wall gonna go? The retaining wall is going to be tapered, right? So we're not exactly sure, right? There's still, you know, some maneuvering left to be done, but essentially it will come to about, I would say, somewhere around in here, because that's where the ground starts to taper off. And then it will shoot all the way back to where the soil is, and then it will hang a left. So it's going to look like an L. So that retaining wall is an L. The reason that we have this, if you will remember, is because nothing is flat here at Creekside Nursery, and we either could take out 3 feet on this side and add, was it 3 or 4 feet on this side, or we could leave that corner the way it was because it was the high corner, and we could just add like 10 feet of soil over there. Well, y'all, that's a ton of soil. So we kind of split the difference, and that is why we then have to have a retaining wall. This is going to be the side of the greenhouse. The front of the greenhouse is going to be looking at the woods. Jerry and Andrew were up here today kind of setting the 4 corners of the greenhouse. So you can see that there's a big, like a fence post right here. This is what they were using when they were grading it, just to kind of use this as a guide, because they made the pad nice and big. But this little guy right here is going to be the front, well, I guess it depends on how you look at it, the front corner. Jerry and Andrew made sure that when they came in here that this greenhouse is going to be the same distance and nice and squared with the existing greenhouses. That way, when we have our drone footage, it won't look all whopper-jawed and, you know, funny looking.
Well, it may be like 6 inches off.
Well, 6 inches. I think we can forgive you for 6 inches. I think that will be just fine. Oh yeah, so what they did, I'm assuming, is the fellas brought some of the block. You can see it right here. I'm gonna so my shadow's not there. Show them how that looks. That nice color is really, I think, quite nice. We want this retaining wall to disappear. So you've got the same color as our native soil plus that of the gravel. This is going to be, it's hard to see, but there is string that's running between these 2 rebar. So we're gonna have probably somewhere about 4 feet, because this string is the wall where the concrete's gonna be, the wall of the greenhouse.
Yep, 8 feet.
8 feet? We're 8 feet from here to there?
Almost, yeah.
Really?
It's gonna be a little short, but it's going all the way to where that block is.
Okay. So they changed their mind since this afternoon. So the block is where the retaining wall is gonna be?
Yeah, that's where I was telling you, that soil right there is gonna come out.
Ah.
See the stake?
I do. Well, there's another stake down there.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about that stake. So this soil has to come out. So there will be 8 feet between the wall, the 2 walls, which I like, because then if we need to get machinery in here, we can get machinery in here, no problem. Those of you that deal with retaining walls, blah, 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 construction, yes, there will be French drains in here. There's automatically going to be a French drain behind the wall.
Yes.
And then are we going to have one in here as well?
Yes.
Yes, because heaven knows, y'all, we deal with water all the time.
What do you think about? We're having a meeting right now.
We are having a business meeting, and Jerry's not mic'd up, so y'all just going to have to roll with it.
You know, I was kind of contemplating maybe pour concrete here.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that a little further. He's going to have to explain that thinking. Not that it's bad, we just have to.
We would have to have like drains and everything put in there.
Yeah,
which,
I know. I just want to. We'll discuss it. We'll have a owners meeting, and then we'll get back with y'all on that. We're gonna have to explore that further as to why. Not that I'm saying no. I just want to know what your thinking is. So, all right. So we'll have 8 feet, which is great. I mean, anything will fit through there. Small bobcat, excavator,
so
Polaris.
Yeah, idea big soil cubes through there.
Ah, okay. So this will be the greenhouse. It does have those 3 bays. The first bay will be solid concrete, because that's where the potting machine is going to be. The vast majority of all the potting will take place in here. And then the other 2 bays will have concrete on the perimeter. So all in the front, around the sides and all of that, and some going down in certain areas, but the vast majority where the plants are going to be, that will have a filtration system of like gravel and then the landscape fabric on top. So it will, this whole entire pad is not going to be concrete. We're just not at that point yet. And that's the beautiful thing, is that you can always go back and change your mind and add concrete. So this whole area basically is the greenhouse, because here is the other post. So to give you just a bit of a reference point here, the greenhouse is 90 by 96. And when Jason and his crew did the pad, they made it, what, 100 by 100? 100 by 100, so that gave us some wiggle room and some grace, which is always appreciated.
Love the space.
So yes, so this is great. So the last wall will be here, but look at this nice flat pad right here that we have. So that means machines can come through here, trailers can come through here, trucks can come through here, whatever needs to come through here. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We want to put, outdoor growing space can be right here. It's fantastic. I love that. All right, let me show you what else is going on up here from a production standpoint. Last week, Andrew came through and threw down some grass seed and some straw, because this whole slope right here will be grass. So we'll have all of this grass. You can see that we have the, nothing is sprouting, bless. It has been so dry, so I'm not hurting anything. But the bales of hay are just in case we do get what I call a gully washer, where we just get tons and tons of water, because we did not want red soil coming down onto the mums and the shrub lot, because that's just, some of it happened a little bit down there on the mum. But yeah, just to kind of give you an overview. So production area, growing area, we have, look at this going bananas daylily. Look how sweet that is. Isn't that a beautiful, nice, soft yellow? Gorgeous. So the going bananas is a nice, short one. But we have, we've got perennials in here, obviously. We lost a shrub lot, because that was where the new greenhouse is. We lost that. We had to condense everything. So basically we have kind of perennials over here, shrubs over here. Look at those Perfecto Mundos. Oh, look at that. That's that double purple. Yeah, those are beautiful. Perfecto Mundo, those that reblooming azalea, full sun. You'll notice that there's kind of a nice big gap right here. This is where the double pink was. We've got azaleas, the vanilla spice. So if y'all don't come and get this vanilla spice, it is the vanilla spice that turns a brilliant yellow in the fall. Right now it's got beautiful glossy green leaves on it. If we can ever get some consistent cooler temperatures, it will start to turn. Gardenia land right here. We've got Steady as She Goes and Pillow Talk in here. Look at the crepe myrtles. There's so much fun stuff in here. That's the center stage, I believe. Red and Coral from Proven Winners. A nice petite crepe myrtle, not too ginormous, not too massive. And then we've got roses. They spent a lot of time this week, our sweet people, a lot of time this week working on cleaning up and weeding and getting, oh, look at Dolly. Look how pretty Dolly is. Sorry. A lot of time working on cleaning up these plants. This is the new Spirea from Proven Winners. This is the double play Dolly. Look at that. It kind of reminds me of the foliage of maybe like a doozy, like initially.
That thing right there.
We started this as a quart. Yes, started it as a quart this summer. And this is a 3-gallon pot, and it's already filled it out.
Yeah, and I saw it, think it's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you just pop that thing in a little terracotta pot on your porch, and you've got like a perennial mum thing.
It is. It would be perfect. It would be a perfect fall specimen instead of, you know, in addition to your mums, or if you didn't, you know, because then you just plop it in the ground.
It'll be a different look with the mums. It's a little lower. The mums are taller.
Yeah, but I think that's what's so pretty is when you do It's just like when you're doing your landscape, if you're decorating your porch or an area, is to have different levels, right? Different levels. So you had a mum popping out behind it, yin and yang. Oh, y'all, I love these plants. I love yin and yang. Unfortunately, I think Proven Winners is going to discontinue this because it's not one of their most popular plants as far as selling. I hate it because I love these plants. They're evergreen viburnums and they do so well in the South. We have them, we're growing them. We've got gorgeous ones. So if you're looking for a very low maintenance evergreen shrub, yin and yang, there you go. Oh, look at all the butterfly bushes. This is amethyst. We've got panicles. Look at that. All right, we're moving on down here because the reason we're coming down here is that there is a method to my madness of us coming down here. Oh, look at crema. Is this crema? This is crema. Look at that. Now it's an older bloom, y'all, but there's a beautiful bud right here. Look at that. And y'all, I know you're looking at my hands. Let me just go ahead and explain why my hands look the way that they do. So you know our oldest went away to college. She's a freshman in college. And before she even left, we told our other two kids, now when Emily goes off, y'all can redo your rooms, redecorate your rooms. So you want to guess what Jackson's color is that we've been painting his room? Essentially army green. So we finished it up today and life has been so crazy I haven't had time to really clean my hands. It's just latex paint that'll come off. I think a nice hot bubble bath will take it right off, you know, to soak for about 45 minutes. Sounds good to me. So I just wanted to explain that because you're like, Jenny, what in the world? So we've got all of these beautiful roses and they trimmed them back, weeded them. That's the beautiful thing about roses is that, look at that gorgeous new growth on it. Even if you prune it back, so look, so this had been pruned back. Look already. Do you see that beautiful new growth? I'm talking about mere days, y'all. That's what's the beautiful thing about growing in the South is we have a very long growing season. The loropetalum, jazz hands variegated, and the plants are in different stages up here, so don't look at that and go, well, I can't believe you're gonna sell that. Well, some things may not be ready for sale yet. I'm just kind of giving you a little teaser on some of the things that we have coming down the pipeline. All right. Jerry squirted me with the irrigation. All right. This whole block right here is a stash for the gardens. And it's a mess, but that's all right. We're gonna fix it. So just know that this whole section, yeah, they didn't touch it. All right, now, pan over this way. Show them this lovely construction zone over here. Okay, let's go ahead and answer a couple of questions. So here on the production lot and the surrounding areas, we have this production pad, right? And it's all overhead irrigation. Well, my dad has an orchard just right beside of this. Y'all have seen it in drone shots and you've asked if we're gonna start selling fruit trees. We're not, that's just my daddy's orchard. But in order not to flood the orchard, we have a French drain that runs the entire length of this shrub lot. So it catches any of the water that may run off and catches it into the French drain. When they were installing the French drain, it didn't get piped out as well as they were hoping. And so they're having to come back and fix it because you can see right here is where the pipe ends. And you can already see how much water is in the ditch. So Jerry had a lot of fun yesterday. He had a lot of good quality personal time in the new excavator. And so he used the excavator to trench this line. Yeah, used the excavator to trench this ditch all the way. And that was your, what size bucket was that? 12-inch bucket. And you went probably 2-3 feet down? Foot and a half. That's more than a foot and a half. That's at least 2 feet, all the way down. So all the way down. And then you will notice here, because you have asked us about this on the drone shots as well, these are long leaf pines. My parents planted these gosh, what did they say, like 15 years ago now? I don't know.
Seem like that.
It doesn't seem like 15 years at all. But anyway, neither here nor there. These are longleaf pines. And if you are from the south or the pine area and you know longleaf pines, they are prized for their beautiful long pine needles. And here in the South, we do adore our pine needles because it is a great way to dress up a lot of your flower beds and your natural areas. But you talking about, like, look at this. That is a good, what, 16 inches? 12 to 16 inches? Whereas some pine needles maybe are only like little tiny ones, like the Virginia pines. Loblollies are probably about like this long. So you've got a good extra, what, 5 inches right there from a longleaf pine. So they planted these. They have longleaf pines on another piece of property in South Carolina. They brought some here because they said, well, you know, y'all can rake pine needles and have pine needles if you need them. So that is what that is. I tell you all of this. I promise there is a method and there is a reason why I'm telling you all this. Because when you're coming through, they also have little baby pines where something maybe had happened and they had lost some, right? So they lost about, I don't know, what, 6 of them through here. And so that's what all the little pink flags are. It's because that is where the babies are. So that is a signal to me when I mow grass, or Mama when she mows grass, or when Jerry comes through with the trencher. So he came up to the point where he knew the pines were with the 12-inch bucket on the excavator, and then he stopped. Then this morning he came through, and you can see how dramatic that hole gets reduced, that ditch gets reduced. He used the small bobcat with the 6-inch trench right through here. Saved the little baby pine tree, no problem. So through this entire trench right here will be a solid corrugated black pipe, and then it will empty out down here into the woods where it can just naturally irrigate all of the woods.
It was a lot shorter to have gone that way than to go what's behind you.
Than to go that way.
Yeah, that was
yes.
Like another 300 feet.
Right, because we do have a French drain that runs down by the road, but it was a lot shorter to come this way and to go into the woods.
I'm looking at 100 and something foot right now.
Yep, 100 feet.
That's probably almost 400.
400.
So
yeah, we don't want to do that.
That's like 500, 600, 800 bucks.
No, and time. So that is what is happening here. They will just simply hook up that black solid corrugated pipe to the existing pipe, run it, let it empty out into the woods. We're probably going to have some gorgeous honeysuckle down there next year. Yeah, it smells great. We like honeysuckle on the edge of the woods somewhere where it doesn't take over our plants, but it smells great in the spring. And then they just come back and cover all this back up. It's a good thing I just mowed grass, so don't have to worry about that. There you go.
Yeah, normally I would have done that with the 6-inch. It's a cleaner, you know, and it's not that far to go, but it was a good practice for what we have to do.
Yeah, because the excavator is new, and yes, like Jerry said, the excavator made more of a mess, but it is new. It was great practice. It's an air-conditioned cab as opposed to standing on the back of the little bobcat and getting beat up to death. And 'tis the season for all things that try to kill you, including yellow jackets and hornets and fire ants, and we're probably standing in fire ants right now. So yeah, if you can be in an air-conditioned cab as opposed to standing on the back of a machine, absolutely. So lots of things happening. We, of course, will bring you along for the whole ride once the construction process starts, when we get the parts of the greenhouse that start to arrive next week, when Roger and his crew join up with the Parkers, who are the folks that do the concrete. So it'll be quite a fun circus, and I don't mean that in the least bit negative way at all. It is quite a fun show to sit back and just watch and enjoy. So we will take you along for that whole ride. But production is progressing quite nicely here at Creekside Nursery. As always, we hope you have found this fun, informative, and inspirational. Y'all have a great day. Thank you so much for gardening with Creekside. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.